Welcome Senior Vice President and General Manager of Global Business Unit, Lisa Su.
It is fantastic to be here today to really kick off CES, really at the beginning of 2014. CES is a wonderful time for us to get together and really meet with friends, customers, colleagues, and really talk about all of the innovations that are going to be important this year and in the coming years. We have a spectacular show available for you today, and we're very, very excited with the incredible technology we are to bring. Hopefully you guys saw Surround House on the way in. Yes? Did you see it? Yes. Woo-hoo. Are you wondering what's in it by any chance? Well, you saw that it really is a labor of love from AMD. So I'm going to talk quite a bit about the technologies in Surround House, but I want to give you a sneak peek of what we have in there. Let's take a look in the Surround House. We call Surround House our monsters of the orchestra theme. And you love those monsters or what? The idea is to really bring a full 360-degree experience with today's technologies and show you integrated video, audio, gesture, all together to show the power of technology. And it is something that we believe very, very strongly is the vision of the future. Each of those monsters was individually created. They can each be controlled by 3D gesturing. And you'll see the music is quite enticing as well. Come on, they're going to start playing soon, really. There you go. That's our conductor, Lenny. Lenny is actually conducting the Monster Orchestra. And I guarantee you, when you guys go inside, you will have an unbelievable experience. It looks like somebody already made their way inside. Who is that person there in our house?
Hi, Lisa.
LeVar, you have a whole room here of fans from everywhere.
Well, I tell you, this is a kick-ass demonstration. I cannot believe the progress that you guys have made in a very short time since we started talking about the power of computing put to use in the service of creating a real holodeck-like experience.
We thought that it was best to have LeVar join us today because we believe one of the technologies that really inspires the future of technology is around how do we make the holodeck real. So, LeVar, are we getting close?
You are getting really, really close. We talked a year ago about a 10-year window. I think you may be inside of that window now.
All right, so tell you what, I have a lot of stuff I want to go through with this audience, but we'll make sure that we talk about the Surround House a little bit later on. Will you hang out with us?
I will stick around.
All right, thank you, LeVar.
Okay.
So that just gives you a little taste of what we have in store for you over the next hour or so. You know, when you really look at our vision of AMD, it is really about an industry that's in transformation and a company that's in transformation. And we're extremely proud of what we have been able to do in this past year. When you look at the products that we'll be announcing at this CES and overall, you'll see that the APUs are everywhere. We'll talk about Kaveri, our very, very strongest APU ever, and what it's capable of. And we'll also talk a lot about our graphics and gaming leadership, which is very, very critical to AMD. Even more important, I want to talk about our vision of the future. And we all know that there's a lot of transformation going on in our industry, but it's really our opportunity to set what the future of computing looks like. And that's really around the reimagined PC in terms of form factors, as well as bringing it all together in our vision around surround computing. So let's go ahead and get started. When I stood here at CES a year ago, you know, the APUs were really very, very much a PC phenomenon. APUs are the single most important architectural innovation this decade. And it's taken a couple of years to really get the hardware where it needs to be. But now what we're really seeing is a multitude of new applications. So not only your traditional desktops and notebooks, but going into tablets, new form factors, gaming, next generation console gaming, cloud data center, and embedded applications. Everywhere you see the APU, and it really is because of the tremendous functionality that we have. Now, things that I'm most proud of in 2013 and going into 2014 is the tremendous set of partners and customers that we have been able to really get to adopt the APU. When you look across this set of applications, let's start first with the cloud. Think about mega data centers today. Think about how we each use our information, whether in a public cloud or in a private cloud. It's tremendously important to have low total cost of ownership and high bandwidth and high compute capability. AMD is extremely, extremely pleased to be partnered with Verizon, with our C-Micro data center to really give them the opportunity to put forward the next generation public cloud. That's an example of our innovations in 2013. Moving on to game consoles. You're going to see a lot of gaming over the next hour, but game consoles, next generation game consoles, Sony and Microsoft launching this holiday, without a doubt, these were the hottest products of the year. The hottest products of the year, and they were using AMD APUs, and we couldn't be more thrilled with that capability. Moving on to the Apple Mac Pro, just launched at the end of 2013. You'll see this as one of the sleekest form factors out there in terms of new workstations. And it's not just about compute, but you'll see how the graphics has really become a key part of the equation there. And then, of course, numerous new form factors, 2-in-1s, tablets, so on and so forth, that really move forward. So lots and lots of new products out there across the APU landscape. So, what do we see going forward? If you looked just a couple of years ago, the installed base for APUs was around 80 million or so. By next year, you'll see that double. And more importantly, you'll see not only the PC portion growing, but the non-PC growing much, much faster. And you see a lot of new applications, as I spoke about. As we project this forward, we see basically another doubling over the next couple of years. This is tremendous growth around this architecture because we are able to combine the total compute from our CPU and GPU together for these high-intense applications. So this is really why we believe the APU architecture is so important going forward. Now, as you look at how do you make architecture really stick, at AMD we believe in technology, but we also believe in an ecosystem. One of the most important parts of utilizing all this compute power is truly getting the software ecosystem and the developer community able to utilize that power. We're going to show you some examples of that over the next couple of minutes, but it really is about putting a whole ecosystem together. When we launched the HSA Foundation, we were absolutely thrilled at all of the partners that signed up. From marquee names like ARM and Texas Instruments and MediaTek and Qualcomm and Samsung. These all came together because there was an intense belief that number one, the APU architecture is the architecture of the future, and number two, it was important that we do it together and put an ecosystem together. So when you look at this group of companies that we have, 2 out of 3 of the next generation smartphones will be, or next generation devices will be utilizing a HSA Foundation member silicon. That's a lot of devices out there that will be on this architecture, and this is truly just the beginning of what we can do. All right, so with that, let me move on to a bit of the products. This week is about Kaveri. Kaveri is the best and most powerful APU that AMD has ever put out there. And there's so many aspects of Kaveri that I can talk about. They're really very key amounts of innovation coming together. But there are a couple that are most important. Let's start first on the compute side. We did put out a brand new CPU architecture with Steamroller, excellent improvement in performance, up to 20% improvement in IPC. Absolutely necessary, you need a strong CPU. We completely upgraded the graphics subsystem with Graphics Core Next. This is the same technology, by the way, that goes into our high-end graphics cards, like Hawaii, as well as the same technology that has gone into some of the next generation game consoles. Tremendous increase in graphics capability. We've added the latest gaming technology. What you'll see is that much of the technology that we're bringing out for our high-performance gaming is also going to be in our consumer APUs. Things like give us extreme gaming support, things like AMD True Audio that can be used for both productivity as well as entertainment applications. These are very, very key innovations, as well as optimizing the power profile in terms of really getting a very capable system. However, the most important part of Kaveri, and the thing that I am most excited about, is really it's the first APU with HSA features in the world. And why is HSA so important? Why do we care so much about heterogeneous architecture? The truth is we've had very powerful CPUs and very powerful GPUs for a long time, but they never really interacted together. And so we were always having to choose. Either I want to optimize on the processor, I want to optimize on the graphics, but I didn't have a system that could optimize completely. When you look at today's real-world applications, it's not about one size fits all. I mean, if you're doing video processing, or if you're doing speech recognition, or if you're doing gesture recognition, those workloads depend on what happens every single day. And so you need to be able to optimize between the two. So the HSA features on Kaveri truly allow the CPU and the GPU to be on equal footing. We have universally memory access so that both compute units can access the memory, and we have the ability to really switch between the two very seamlessly. So this is the first time that you will hear us say with confidence that we have up to 12 compute cores able to be optimized CPU, GPU, over 850 gigaflops. So extremely, extremely exciting launch for us. Now, let me talk a little bit about the numbers. We can't help. So what we have here are the three most important benchmarks looking at Kaveri, Richland, and then today's Haswell version from our competition. And what do we see? So let's start first with graphics. You can see on 3D Mark, we are 187% better than the competition. This is due to our graphics core next architecture. You look at Basemark CL, we have put more investments in OpenCL than any other one. This is what we believe is the future. You can see that improvement. And then importantly, even on the productivity applications, PC Mark 8, Home, which is a very balanced suite of today's applications, including things like video chat, internet browsing, so on and so forth. In this case, you see 124% improvement. So when you talk about Kaveri, I can say I'm extremely proud of what our engineers have been able to accomplish. Now, of course, benchmarks are benchmarks, and we have to see Kaveri in action. And as we said, Kaveri is a superstar. So with that, let me invite Gabe Grazing up to help me demo Kaveri. Gabe?
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. So what do you want to show us today, Gabe?
Well, you promised to start with some graphics and some gaming, and so let's start there. As we know, Kaveri, as you saw from the charts, has extreme improvements in graphics technology, and so nothing shows that better than games. Tomb Raider was one of the most popular titles of 2013, and one that is extremely resource intensive. And we're going to show this on Kaveri, on the APU, running, so let's go ahead and get the game started. Now, this is a title that most gamers wouldn't think of running on an integrated graphics solution. Well, with Kaveri, we don't have integrated graphics. We have Radeon graphics. And you can see the performance that we have here, running on Kaveri with Tomb Raider, over 30 frames a second, beautiful quality at 1080p gaming, so extremely impressive. Kaveri really raises the bar for gaming.
That's fantastic, Gabe. I love it. AAA games on a single Kaveri running over 30 frames per second. Fantastic. All right, what else do we have?
So the next thing I wanted to show you was talking about AMD True Audio. So we introduced AMD True Audio first with our Radeon R9 graphics just recently, and we're extremely pleased to bring that same audio DSP coprocessor into Kaveri. Now, the game community is extremely excited about what they're able to do with True Audio, with immersive audio in games, but we can use True Audio for more than just games. And so I'm going to talk about that. We're partnered with Nuance the leader in speech recognition technology and the makers of Dragon software to optimize their voice recognition algorithms and offload those to true audio. So one of the things that is difficult is that there's a lot of background noise and multiple speakers when you're trying to do speech recognition. So we're going to listen to a couple clips, and we'll show how we're going to clean this up with true audio. So first, let's listen to the unprocessed clip first.
Nuances advanced speech processing enables robust speech recognition, even in adverse environments.
So that first clip, what'd you hear? There was some background noise, music. There was a couple different voices that were talking, and so that makes it very difficult for the voice recognition. So we'll use some advanced algorithms and apply both echo noise cancellation, background removal, and then as well as beamforming to really focus on the right speaker. And when we process all of this, we'll get a much different picture. So let's hear the final.
Nuances advanced speech processing enables robust speech recognition, even in adverse environments.
So a huge difference, right? Now the machine, the application can really understand this. And this processing is extremely compute intensive. But with AMD True Audio, we can offload that to the DSP, therefore improving performance and improving accuracy.
Fantastic.
So that's True Audio.
All right, Dave. Thank you very much. It gives you just a little bit of taste for what Kaveri could do, and there are just so many different applications. But I also wanted to take an opportunity to really go a little bit further and talk about, what's next in the world of productivity suites. And with Kaveri, we really believe that it's an opportunity to work with the ecosystem to really get some tremendous advantages. So with that, let me invite Michael Meeks from the Document Foundation up. Michael, thank you so much, and thank you for all the work that we've done together.
Hey, it's been cool. We work on LibreOffice every day, and we have around 80 million users. But more than that, we have about 1 million new unique IP addresses every week. People eager to get the latest innovation. And that innovation is, well, we'll see. We'll see what we can do there with Kaveri and HSA. So some great things coming.
Yeah, no, so tell me a little bit about, what types of problems are you looking to solve with LibreOffice?
Sure, so we have a writer, a word processor, a spreadsheet, and a presentation application. But we've really focused in for HSA on the spreadsheet. So in today's world, there's huge amounts of data coming around. Big data is everywhere. Huge sheets. And unfortunately, we persuaded ourselves that 1 million rows, like 8 megabytes of doubles, is a big data set. And there's so much more we can do here, And HSA makes this possible, sharing memory across these compute units and brings just this awesome compute power to bear on problems that people have. And of course existing spreadsheets too. Not a complicated new thing, but a tool that people can use industry standard file formats.
We always think of productivity that's something that's simple, but when you're describing it's a much more complex problem. And tell us a little bit about the work that we've done together with Kaveri and HSA.
Sure. So we've got about 200 formulae, and so you'll type in your Excel formula just as standard as normal before your existing spreadsheet. We're behind the scenes, compile it to OpenCL, so it'll execute on the compute unit that's best for that. So we can use these 12 compute units that Kaveri brings to their best potential for the best power use and the best performance, and just get a great result. Let's look at some of that if we can.
Take a look at the results.
Yeah, sure. So this is just a simple trading spreadsheet, and we've got a pretty significant win here, a sevenfold performance win. If you're a trader, time is money in a very real way, right? You need to get the headshot in the market before the competition do, right? And so we can get, in some of these demos so much faster. You get an extra second. This is the kind of thing people pay for transatlantic cables to get. All on commodity hardware. Ultimately, this Kaveri brings such a great performance boost when we do it right using OpenCL.
No, fantastic, Michael. And I think the thing that I think is even very, very significant is, when we have these architectural shifts, it's so hard to get the traditional ecosystem to move. And it's always a big deal, how do we take advantage of the hardware? So the open source community and what you guys are doing at the Document Foundation is really outstanding. I appreciate the partnership. Thank you very much, Michael. So with that, hopefully you get a little bit of flavor of what Kaveri is. And what I wanted to make sure you knew today is Kaveri is launching as of January 14th. It will be on shelf then, and we'll have the first pre-orders actually taken today. So, as we like to say, Kaveri is alive. And with that, let me now turn it over to Matt Skinner, our VP and GM of graphics, to talk a little bit about our graphics and our gaming strategy. Matt?
Welcome everyone, it's great to be here at CES. You know, we started out, or ended off 2013 with some great momentum. We launched the R9 and the R7 series of graphics, but we're not stopping there. Today I'm happy to announce that we'll be adding 3 new GPUs to our Radeon lineup, and I'll talk a little bit about those today. Also, I want to talk about our Fire Pro graphics. This year, 2013, has been the best year for Fire Pro graphics. And I see even more of that coming in 2014, and I'll tell you a little bit about why about that. And then finally, I want to update you on the unified gaming strategy. This is our strategy to win in game console. And you've seen that in Q4, when PS4 launched, when Xbox One launched. And we want to leverage Mantle, the PC client space, to bring the best gaming to our end users. We're going to use our Radeon Sky technology to bring the best cloud gaming solution. But none of that happens unless we work closely with game developers. And we work very closely to help do our part to bring better games to market. And I'm going to show you a few cool things today too. So we launched the R9, R7 series, and the demand for these products has been phenomenal. And from the R9 series point of view, it's the best gaming graphics for 4K gaming. And I've actually got my friend here, Jason Megan, over on my left here. He's going to help me show a demo of a few of these things. What you got over there, Jason?
Right, so I've got a really high-end main gear desktop gaming computer here. It's got 2 R9 290X GPUs inside of it, and we're pushing 4K resolution in a new game called Thief. So Thief is coming out at the end of February. Our partners over at Keynote Montreal are working hard on this. It's going to support AMD True Audio technology. It's going to support Infinity, and it's going to be a great game. I'm really excited for it. So come check it out. The guys from IDOS are going to be here all week to talk about it. We're all really excited.
Thanks, Jason. R9 is great, but R7 is pretty good too. You know, when you have more performance or mainstream type gaming, a lot of our partners are starting to put together some solutions for that. For example, Steam Machine. You got one of those over there?
Right, so I've got a iBuyPower Steam Machine right here. It's a really sleek design. It's an all AMD gaming machine, and it's got the R7 260 graphics with it. It's going to be available later this year, so we're also really excited about what this brings to gaming, PC gaming, so another good option.
Thanks, Jason. I said we're going to introduce 3 new products. Well, we're moving from the desktop to the notebook side. Today we're launching 3 new notebook GPUs. Start with the R9 M290X. This is the enthusiast notebook GPU. Multiple partners are launching enthusiast gaming machines with this hardware. We've got Alienware, we've got MSI, we've got Gigabyte. I think Jason's going to show us a couple over here.
Right, so we have an example of the Alienware notebook right here. It's got the R9 M290X GPU. We're showing our friends over at Oxide Games. They're showing their Nitrous engine this week, which is based on Mantle technology, so that's really exciting stuff. So we're going to be showing that here. And also, right here, we have the MSI GX70 with R9 M290X graphics as well. And we're able to drive 3 displays with an MSD hub right here in Infinity mode. So we're showing that.
So what's the resolution of that?
That's 5760 by 1080. So 3 times HD.
Excellent. So everybody should take the time to take a look at those demos after the presentation. There's a lot of good demos over there. I also talked, there's the R7 M265 and the R5 M230. And I'd like to show you a notebook here from Lenovo. This is a cool new notebook. It has the R5 M230. It's shipping in January. Touchscreen, Kaveri processor in there, along with the discrete GPU. Great cool little notebook there. here is the GCN architecture. That's the architecture that drives these great solutions. And it's the same architecture that we use for our professional graphics. And as I said, we've had a great year, and I'm looking for way more to come here. And if you look at Q4, Spectrum First 12 launch, this is an important benchmark. It really shows a real-world graphics performance. Real-world applications like SolidWorks, Maya, and Creo. And look at the performance here. In some cases, double the competition. AMD FirePro W5000, more than double the competition. That's some phenomenal performance. And it's not just about the graphics, it's also about the compute. And we've worked with top ISVs like Adobe, Dassault, Siemens on working to get OpenCL applications. Great example here. This is Adobe Premiere Pro, up to 40% faster than CUDA, 40% faster than the competition. This is something that our end users say, hey, I'm going to switch to AMD FirePro graphics. But it's not just about the benchmarks. It's about what our customers say and about the customers that choose AMD. And I want to show you something cool. That's the new Mac Pro. The first time I saw this thing, I couldn't. We had fingerprints all over this before, but I couldn't take my eyes off this. I'll open it up for you. 2 AMD FirePro GPUs in here. The amount of performance in here, in that small size, is absolutely incredible. Up to 7 teraflops of computing power. This is cool. And I like this a lot. We will be showing that actually over there in the corner. It'll be set up so you can take a look at that later. And nobody try to take off with that. Let's jump back to our unified gaming strategy. We talked about True Audio earlier in the presentation. We launched AMD True Audio, and we talked about enhancing games. So these games here are going to be great games, great immersive visual experience. But what we've done is brought a feature that also makes it a great immersive audio experience. Improves the gaming situation for our end users. So we have 4 games committed to True Audio: Murdered, Sole Suspect, Thief, Lichdom, and Star Citizen. And these will be coming out throughout 2014. Great games made better by True Audio. And I think we've also got something else that we're making better with True Audio. Jason?
Yeah, so I've got one last demo over here in the corner. This is the most immersive demo I've ever played with. It is the HD prototype of the Oculus Rift, and our partners over at Gen Audio have developed a technology called Astound Sound, which allows for 3D audio in your standard gaming headset. So I really encourage everyone to come over, put the headset on, put on the Oculus Rift, and try out this amazing demo. You can truly hear sound all around you.
So Oculus Rift is a very personal demo. So you've got there's going to be a lineup there. I assume we set this up actually at the office back in Markham, and there was a lineup of 4 hours of people putting on this headset. And when I did it, there's a roller coaster demo, and you put it on, and you have to have like something behind you because you start to move with it. And now what we've added there is not only the fact that when you move and you see the world around you moving, the sound now with True Audio can move around you also. It makes it an extremely immersive, really cool experience. So that's something you should check out. And finally, I want to update you on Mantle. We were honored to have DICE help launch Mantle with us earlier in Q4. And now I'd like to update you. We now have 3 game engines: Asura engine, Nitrous engine, Frostbite 3 engine, 5 developers, and more than 20 games in development with Mantle. That's very, very significant. I'm really excited about that. And what the most important thing, though, is to see it in action. And so now what I'd like to show you is the world premiere, the first time ever, is Battlefield 4 running on Mantle. Great. And the very most important thing, it's up to 45% faster. 45% faster than the original version on this things are looking pretty good with Mac Pro and with the benchmarks that I showed for Fire Pro. We've got a lot of momentum there. And finally, with Mantle, 3 engines, 5 developers, and 20 plus games in development. Thank you very much.
Is there any doubt in your mind that we're committed to leadership in gaming and graphics? No. All right. Very good. Thank you, Matt. Thanks for showing us your new toys here. We'll make sure that they don't go anywhere, so you can take them with you now, please. All right. So, look, this next section, I'd really like to talk more about our vision of the future and what we can really do when we think about what's happening in our industry. There's many, many ways to think about it, but the only way I think about it is this is all about opportunity. It's an opportunity to redefine computing in the future. And when you think about that from an AMD standpoint, we are really looking about computing outside of conventional wisdom. It's not just about yesterday's notebooks and desktops and phones. It's really about how do we bring true immersive experiences, true audio, true gesture capability, true natural user interface, incredible video and graphical experiences together in any form factor, any device, anywhere you want. This is our vision of surround computing. And what I want to show you today is it's much, much closer than you think. You can actually see it on our products in 2014. So let me start with just a bit about our roadmap. Our roadmap is really the heart and center of our product strategy. We started, you saw what Matt said, it's all about graphics leadership. And our Hawaii flagship graphics core next capability that's going through our entire desktop and notebook lines and graphics. Then we talked about Kaveri. I told you Kaveri was launching today and in market next week in terms of desktop. We decided to launch in desktop because we think there's an incredible opportunity for new users to take advantage of that HSA and APU experience. But you're going to see that same capability in notebooks later in 2014, in both the ultra-thin as well as the traditional notebook form factors. And then I want to talk to you about our new products, Beema and Mullins. And why are these so important? You know, when I talked about surround computing, it was a set of devices. It goes into all form factors. And when we look at Beema and Mullins, what we were trying to put together is the true no-compromise system on chip. It is extremely low power, extremely high performance, the ability to give you, desktop and all of your expectations in mobile form factors. And I want to tell you that Mullins and Beema are doing absolutely great. They've been in the labs now for many months. We're shipping many samples to customers, and the feedback has been phenomenal. Take a look at some of the benchmarks. We're showing here benchmarks for the most important applications on Mullins and Beema against the competition, Bay Trail T and Bay Trail M. And let me be clear, we are in very, very good position with these products. Mullins, over 250% graphics performance compared to Bay Trail T. Beema, over 350% graphics performance, 3D Mark performance. That is because of our commitment to graphics and graphics core next. When you look at the productivity applications with PC Mark 8, similarly, over 20% performance improvement over the Bay Trail combinations. And more than that, it's really the overall package of how do we put together the full experience between productivity, gaming, entertainment, and overall. This is what we really seek to do with our new system on chips. And again, my comment is it's one thing to talk about benchmarks, it's another thing to see the products in action. So we all know that the form factors today are really about thin tablets and where we go forward. And Mullins is a very, very good tablet product. You'll see Mullins tablet in a 11.6-inch form factor, and you'll also see that it has full HD capability and really functions as a full tablet. But at AMD, we were really looking at how do we move forward and do more than just a tablet. And when you think about tablet form factors, they're extremely good for consumption, not as good when you're talking about bringing true high-performance gaming or true high-performance capability to the platform. And so we started something called Project Discovery that looks at all of how we might bring new form factor capability to this platform. So with that, Dave, come on back up and show us the Discovery project in Mullins Tavern.
Thank you, Lisa. So one of the really cool things that we've built as part of Project Discovery is this game cradle. With this, you simply slide the Discovery tablet right into the cradle, and with our dock port technology, it's able to light up the game controllers as well as integrated speakers here. So now you can play PC games that maybe weren't optimized for tablet or touch right on your AMD tablet. And the performance is fantastic. Here I'm playing a 1080p game, Pro Evolution Soccer, extremely popular. And the sound, although we got a lot of competition here, and the graphics are absolutely stunning on this AMD tablet.
Fantastic, Dave, fantastic. You know, I will say we're very proud of this because most people don't think of AMD as a system company, and we really are partnering very closely with our OEMs and ODMs to bring these new factors on board. So, Gabe, thank you very much, sir. Not that we're bragging or anything, but we won the CES Innovation Award for that Discovery tablet, so we're very proud of that as well. And you know, it's not just about tablets or gaming, it's also about how do we transform the desktop. And take a look at this. What do you guys think this is? Would you believe me if I told you this is a full working desktop computer in the size and form factor of a big smartphone? Very light, very capable, running Mullins. You'll see it fully operational in the corner over there. And this is an example of what we believe next generation technology is. And it's about expanding our universe for what we do in mobile applications. So again, it's all about how do we innovate and how do we move things forward. So. All right, with that, I'd also like to talk to you about what we're doing with our partners. And partnerships are extremely important to AMD and what we view as an ecosystem. And today I have a very special guest, Nick Reynolds from Lenovo, to talk about how Lenovo thinks about the next generation of PCs. So Nick, you want to join me here on stage, please?
Thanks for having us.
Well, you know, it's wonderful to partner with a company with tremendous capabilities like Lenovo. Tell me how you guys are thinking about the next generation of PCs.
Well, I mean, 2014 specifically, we think is going to be the year of the convertible. And we see the convertible market really hotting up. It's been growing fast. It's an important part of growth in the PC market. And we see it really going mainstream. So we think that customers, and what we're seeing is customers are moving from maybe their traditional clamshell to devices that are going to support more uses, more modes, and they're using their PCs in different ways. They want to have touch, and they certainly still want to have their keyboard. So one of the announcements that we made only with you guys yesterday is this little puppy over here.
All right.
This is, as you saw up on screen, this is the new Flex 15D. This is running AMD, and we're really excited about it because this is a 2-in-1, a dual mode notebook. This supports not only your traditional mode as a laptop mode where you're going to use your keyboard and be productive, but what about if I flip that 360 degrees and now I'm going to use it in stand mode. So you've got the front facing speakers, you've got full touch here, and it's a great way to enjoy sit back computing on your couch, maybe at home, but also it's a really powerful machine, so it's great for gaming.
Thank you so much, Nick. And you know, using AMD A-Series, we couldn't be more proud.
Exactly. We found it to be a really powerful platform. It's important that it's powerful for productivity, but it's also great for multimedia and games.
Fantastic. Nick, thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
Thank you for the partnership with Lenovo. It really is about partnerships and how we bring the ecosystem together. And we have so many important announcements to make here at CES. I wanted to mention a couple of others that we'll be announcing later this week. We have also with us today a very special guest from Lava, one of the fastest growing companies in the technology market, and they are launching their flagship Zolo platform, 10-inch tablet for the students as well as the young professional market. This will be in market in India at the end of January. Esen? Thank you so much for your partnership. Thank you for everything we're doing with Lava. We are going to change the world. Congratulations. And we'll also be announcing later today after the press conference a deeper partnership with BlueStacks. BlueStacks is the leading virtualized Android company, and it really allows us to really bring two ecosystems together. So on Windows 8, x86 tablets from AMD, you'll be able to see BlueStacks going from running the full suite of Android applications and really switching seamlessly in between the user interfaces to show you the productivity of these new devices. So really, really exciting stuff. All right, now for some of the really fun and cool stuff. I talked to you about the Internet of APUs, and I talked about how we're trying to bring the ecosystem together across all devices, whether you're talking about tablets or you're talking about notebooks or game consoles or in the cloud, and all of those capabilities. We are extremely, extremely proud to be partners with Microsoft on a number of dimensions, including on the Xbox One gaming console that just launched, as well as across their entire OS and system ecosystem. So we wanted to spend a couple minutes introducing to you Project Spark. So give us a couple minutes here.
I love games. They're all starting to feel the same. I believe there is more to gaming now. Games I could only dream of making before are totally possible with Project Spark. Project Spark puts the power, joy, and freedom of creating worlds at my fingertips. I control how everything behaves with the tap of my finger. Playing is creating. Create whenever and wherever an idea strikes. But perhaps the most amazing part of Project Spark is the power to share games with the touch of a tile. Amongst a vast and diverse community of gamers, I want to change the game. I want to see what the world makes. I want Project Spark.
With that, I'd like to introduce Sax Pearson from Microsoft Studios. Sax, take it away. Tell us what you got.
Thank you. Sax Pearson. I'm the executive producer on Team Dakota, which makes the Project Spark. And with me, behind me over there, I have James. He's going to show you how quickly you can bring your dream to life with Project Spark. So we're an internal first-party team at Microsoft Studios focused on cutting-edge technology, powering magical, seamless experiences across devices. For 3 years, we've been obsessing over how to unlock creativity and give the gift of creation to everyone. I'm here to show you how Project Spark can bring your imagination to life whenever and wherever. Project Spark is a giant sandbox where you can make your games, stories, and movies come alive. And when you're ready, you can share them with the world at the touch of a button. James over there is using the full potential of touch to build his world and make his creation. He can sculpt, he can paint, place props, characters, even make brains in every single object in the scene. And if keyboard and mouse is more your thing, you can just touch your mouse and we instantly switch over and you control with the mouse. Plug in a controller, you're ready to go. That's technology getting out of the way and working for you. So you can create and play anywhere, on Xbox One, on Xbox 360, and on Windows 8, even on your tablet. You can even use Kinect and voice animations and Smart Glass and Touch on the Xbox One. James, why don't you continue over on the Xbox One and show people what Kinect can do for you. Just everything that James does in extreme detail. His hands, his mouth, eyebrows, voice. You can use it all for creation on any platform. James, when you're done playing around, you're waving goodbye. Microsoft and AMD share a passion for technology as an enabler of new consumer experiences. We're excited about our partnership with AMD, You can get your own exclusive Project Spark demo all week long at the AMD tent at the CES. Be sure to sign up for the beta that's running right now on Windows 8 at projectspark.com, and come January, you're going to be able to play it on your Xbox One. So let's finish off by showing you what the community is making right now in Project Spark.
Burton.
Wow.
LeVar, it is so good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
You know, it's such an incredible thing when you're able to talk about technology and really talk about what we're able to do. I mean, what was it like for you when you were doing Star Trek 25 years ago and talking about the holodeck and everything that Gordy was doing?
Well, you know, for us in the cast, it was amazing. Number one, because the holodeck represented a technology that really did express if you can think it, you can do it. And not only can you do it, you can do it in a 3D environment, holographic environment that includes motion and sound and all of the technologies that you guys are working to make possible in today's world.
Can we take a poll in the audience? How many of you watched Star Trek Next Generation? Whoa, that's like 90%, my friend. 90%. Now, we first met about a year ago, and we met when some researchers and I were thinking about how do we really kind of think about the next big thing.
Right.
You know, I mean, how do we bring the community together? And so we thought, well, let's research the holodeck and let's meet LeVar. So a year ago, we talked at the Internet National Solid State Circuits Conference about some of the technology, right? What did you think then?
Well, you know, we talked about how, and you went out on a limb and you said that you believe that a holodeck was maybe 10 years or so out, based on HSA, heterogeneous systems architecture, and other powerful computing technologies. And after hanging out in Surround House today and really experiencing the way sound tracks, that's such an important part of the immersive experience, how you interact with the sonic environment, I think you might be inside of that 10-year window.
Can you tell me a little bit about what our guys did to you for the last couple of hours in the Surround House? You know, Bill's a little bit tricky there, so what did they show you?
Well, it's amazing because in a 360-degree environment, you're actually controlling those monsters, and you're controlling the volume, you're controlling where they move across the dome. It really is. It's remarkably impressive.
My friend, it's the first ever 360 gesture demo.
Wow, it really is impressive. I can't. You guys have to see it. You have to go experience it for yourself. It's out of this world.
LeVar, did they let you move the monsters?
They did let me move the monsters.
Did they listen to you?
The monsters did listen to me. I'm the, chief engineer of the enterprise.
Hey, listen, my friend. I feel like I can't come up here without talking a little bit about the technology in Surround House.
From chief engineer to chief engineer, I want you to tell us what it is you guys have done and what you've got in there that's making it happen.
This is, again, I have to say, this is one of our proudest moments as a company to be able to bring all of these technologies together. And we have amazing technology. When you go in, you'll see the amazing graphics, the 360-degree rendering, the beautiful monsters in a dome-sized shape. They are being run by a FirePro graphics card. Not many, one FirePro graphics card. When you look at the monsters and you look at the gesture control and how we're able to move them around and how the conductor, Lenny and maybe, Mr. Sort of Conductor, LeVar does, you will see that running on an AMD A10 APU. Not many AMD A10 APUs. One AMD A10 APU. And the way we do that is with the compute architecture that we have running OpenCL and really taking the compute power of both the CPU and the GPU to really get all that capability. In addition to that, on the audio side, you were talking about the audio. What's really neat is when you move the monsters around, you actually see the sound moving around. So, the xylophone moves over, the trumpet moves over. That is possible with our AMD True Audio technology. It's powering on Kaveri 32.4 speaker capability. And you truly see the power of the technology. When I said at the beginning of this, surround computing is our vision, I wanted to bring this out, I wanted to show it as a cool thing, but the main point I think we want to get across is it's today's technology that's going to get us there.
And I think that the fact that you are making this technology, the Kaveri and other technologies available to developers all over the world, I believe it's going to help us get to that real holodeck even faster.
Fantastic. LeVar, thank you so much for being with us. I think you have 100 or so fans that want to hang out with you.
We'll sign some pictures and take some autographs, okay?
All right, thank you, man. Fantastic. All right, guys, so we end the way we started. It's been a fantastic hour. On behalf of all of AMD, we are extremely proud to be able to show you the technologies that we've worked on. Last year, 2013, it was about really enabling the sea of APUs and the internet of APUs. We're showing you Kaveri, absolutely, as we promised, extremely good performance, extremely capable, the first device with HSA. Matt showed you the incredible graphics and gaming technology we're bringing, not just to the hardware, but to the software, the partnerships with Mandel, partnerships across the ecosystem. And then what I hope you get from this is that we truly have an opportunity. This is an opportunity for us as partners and as friends to inspire the future. Surround computing is the future. Please make sure that you